Today, we're going to run through a demo that uses cloud data loss prevention to inspect and classify tables inside of a BigQuery dataset. We're going to use those DLP findings to then tag the tables and columns in Data Catalog. Before we start, let's take a look at Data Catalog. Here we've opened up a table that is in our test dataset, and that table is called Clinical 17. And as we see here, we see the schema, but we don't see any tags attached. Now, we've also created a DLP inspection template. What this does is it instructs DLP what we want to look for. In this case, we have instructed it to look for several of the built-in data types. Now, when we've created this template, it creates a resource ID, which is what I've highlighted here. And we're going to use that in our command line so that DLP knows what to look for when we're scanning our data set. Now, we've gone through and we've done all of the prerequisites in this tutorial. We have created the template. We have downloaded the BigQuery JDBC driver, and we have compiled our script. So the next step is, let's run this. So we've taken the example command line from the documentation, and we've updated it to include the data set that we want to scan, called Company Data Warehouse, the project ID we're running under, and to include that DLP inspection template that we created. Now, as this script runs, what it's going to do is it's going to list out every table from the BigQuery dataset. It's then going to take a sample of each table. In this case, we're going to do 1,000 rows, 1,000 row sample per table. And then it's going to inspect that sample with Cloud DLP and use the findings from those inspections to make column level tags. Now, we have about 100 tables in this data set, and it takes just about 1 to 2 minutes to finish. Great, so we just finished scanning the 100 tables, and it looks like it took just under 2 minutes. Now, let's go back to Data Catalog. Let's refresh that page that we were on. And let's look at these column level tags that were created. So it looks like we now have tags for most of the columns. As we see here, we have a tag for the first name column. We see a tag that DLP created for last name, email address, gender, social security number for that field that was called account ID, date of birth. And then these two fields, the diagnosis and the RX1 field, looks like we found evidence of medical terms and FDA code, which is our pharmaceutical drug detector. And that's the end of this short sample.